Hi, we recap here, today's movie and action show called, aka, spoilers ahead, watch out and hit the subscribe button. AKA opens in Libya's Suba province, where a group of tourists leads a captured journalist into their hidden base. Blindfolded and thrown into a cage deep within the facility, the man appears helpless, until he reveals his true identity. Far from being an ordinary journalist, he's an undercover operative. Once alone, he frees his restrained hands and springs into action. He then speaks to a woman in the adjacent cage, a certain Sonia Gautier, confirming that he had entered the compound with the intention of reaching her. A violent gunfight erupts soon after, with the seasoned spy swiftly eliminating the entire militant group. However, instead of rescuing Sonia, he coldly shoots her dead, exposing that her assassination was the true purpose of his mission. Back in Paris, the media is abuzz with breaking news. A massive explosion has rocked a hotel in the city center. Reports quickly link the incident to an operation carried out by RAID, the French elite police tactical unit, aimed at dismantling a terrorist network. The alleged mastermind behind the terrorist cell, and the bombing, is identified as a Sudanese warlord named Mokhtar al-Tayeb. To regain control and apprehend al-Tayeb, French Senator Marconnet contacts his trusted associate Kruger, a high-ranking figure in the French police. The two discuss how they allowed al-Tayeb to escape and speculate that he is now being harbored by a local crime boss named Victor Pastore. Kruger devises a strategy to track down the fugitive, which requires someone to infiltrate Victor's inner circle. Without hesitation, he selects his most reliable operative, Adam Franco, the same agent we saw earlier in Libya. Adam assumes a new identity and joins Victor's crew as a temporary replacement for one of their men. He gradually begins to blend in, earning the trust of the gang. In this criminal underworld, genuine connections are rare, yet Adam forges an initial bond with a man named Pee Wee. Their first task together involves gathering intel on a bank the gang plans to rob. During the mission, Pee Wee finds himself held at gunpoint, and Adam jumps in without hesitation, saving him through sheer force and daring. Impressed, Pee Wee fully accepts Adam into the fold and begins sharing more about the gang's ongoing problems. One such issue involves a man named Ahmet, who is attempting to expand his drug trade into Victor's domain. Of Chechen descent and backed by a small army of loyal young men, Ahmet is proving to be a formidable rival. Over time, Adam also becomes familiar with Victor's family, particularly his wife, Natalia, who manages a nightclub called Milord. Though many of Ahmet's men frequent the club, Natalia welcomes their business, causing tension with Victor, who despises his competitor. There's also strain between the couple due to Natalia's belief that Victor has no genuine concern for her children, as they aren't biologically his. Eventually, Victor's gang proceeds with a planned bank heist, with Adam and Pee Wee in tow. The robbery goes off smoothly until a car crashes into their escape vehicle. Moments later, multiple cars filled with armed men, clearly Ahmet's forces, surround them. A brutal shootout breaks out. Though the attackers are repelled, Victor's crew is left rattled. They can't fathom how Ahmet found out about the job, as no one outside the gang knew of it. Adam, however, knows exactly who leaked the information. Disillusioned and desperate, Natalia had plotted to escape her life with Victor. Lacking the means to do it on her own, she struck a deal with Ahmet. She disclosed details about the heist in exchange for a share of the stolen cash. One of her nightclub workers was seen passing this information to Ahmet's men, and Adam had witnessed the encounter. Rather than informing Victor, Adam sided with Natalia, urging her to leave while she still had the chance. But when Victor eventually uncovers the betrayal, he savagely beats Natalia in retaliation. Amidst the escalating turmoil, Adam finds himself forming a deep emotional bond with Victor's young stepson, Jonathan. While Victor casually references Adam's past, the truth is only revealed when Jonathan's sister Helene digs into Adam's history. Years earlier, Adam had become infamous for assassinating a government minister outside a courthouse at just 15. But this was no senseless act. The politician had been a known pedophile responsible for abusing countless children, including Adam's own brother, who later died from the trauma. Fearing that the justice system would ultimately fail, Adam took matters into his own hands. He shot the minister in public and, despite taking 5 bullets from police in the aftermath, survived. While recovering in the hospital, Adam was approached by Kruger, who offered him a deal. In exchange for working undercover missions, he would be protected and trained by the state. Adam accepted and spent the next 2 decades as a covert operative for the French authorities. His connection with Jonathan reawakens Adam's old wounds and convictions. He sees in the boy a reflection of his late brother and the many other vulnerable children he once sought to defend. When Ahmet's ambush during the bank heist fails and his men are killed, he becomes enraged. Determined to retaliate, Ahmet orchestrates a bold kidnapping of Jonathan from a local zoo. He contacts Natalia and threatens to kill the child unless he's paid a hefty ransom. While Ahmet expects Victor to cave, the crime boss refuses to negotiate, stating that paying ransom violates his principles. With Victor showing no interest in saving Jonathan, and both Natalia and Helene feeling powerless, Adam decides to take matters into his own hands. He abandons his original mission of locating Al-Tayyib and shifts his focus to rescuing the boy. Thanks to tracking devices he had earlier placed on several of Victor's vehicles, Adam locates the car used in the kidnapping. He traces it to Ahmet's hideout, storms the location, and single-handedly eliminates the guards before rescuing Jonathan and returning him to his family. As his investigation deepens, Adam uncovers a disturbing truth. Pee-wee, whose real name is Hassan, is a relative of Mokhtar Al-Tayyib and the secret link between Victor and the alleged terrorist. Using Hassan's phone, Adam tracks Al-Tayyib's location, determined to complete his mission. Originally, Adam had been assigned this operation alongside two other agents, Cisco and Mona. Cisco was murdered by Hassan for threatening Al-Tayyib's safety, while Mona was killed by Victor's men once Adam's true allegiance was exposed. Now, Adam is the only agent left. Earlier intelligence had revealed a recorded phone call in which Al-Tayyib mentioned a planned operation for the following day, fueling fears of an imminent terror attack. But when Adam finally confronts Al-Tayyib and Hassan at their safe house, the truth turns everything on its head. Al-Tayyib is no terrorist but a former South Sudanese warlord turned politician. Once supported by France during his country's struggle for independence, he was later abandoned when he began criticizing French exploitation of South Sudan's oil reserves. Senator Marconnet, once Al-Tayyib's ally, became part of a conspiracy to silence him. The hotel explosion in Paris had been an assassination attempt, orchestrated by the French government to eliminate Al-Tayyib and his family. Though he survived, his daughter was seriously injured. The operation mentioned in the call wasn't an attack, it was a life-saving surgery for the child. Even more disturbing is the revelation about Sonia Gautier, the journalist Adam killed in Libya. Sonia had been investigating Western interference in African politics and was scheduled to speak at the UN. Her abduction was likely orchestrated by the French government, and Adam was manipulated into eliminating her to make it appear as though militants had done it. Just as Adam learns the full extent of the conspiracy, raid forces descend on the hideout, likely tracking Adam's location. In the chaos, Mokhtar Al-Tayyib is gunned down. Before dying, he pleads with Adam to ensure his daughter survives. With Hassan's help, Adam fights his way out, places the injured girl into an ambulance, and escapes under heavy fire. Although the French government succeeds in covering up the operation by killing Al-Tayyib, Adam manages to expose Marconnet's corruption. The damning revelations hit the press, setting the stage for the senator's eventual downfall. Meanwhile, Kruger begins targeting anyone who might expose Adam's involvement, including Victor and Natalia. Hassan safely escapes with Al-Tayyib's daughter, vowing to care for her. As the dust settles, Jonathan is placed in protective custody following the deaths of his parents. Helene reaches out to reconnect with her little brother, and Adam steps in once more to reunite the two. But danger still looms. Kruger arrives, likely intending to eliminate the children to tie up loose ends. Adam, embracing his role as guardian one final time, kills Kruger and ensures that Helene and Jonathan are safe, offering them the chance to rebuild their lives, free of the shadows of their past. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with friends, and leave a comment. Your support helps the channel grow.